Well, it looks like I am live. So I don't know how long the stream is going to last. Could last 2 minutes, could last an hour, could die out any second now. So anyway, I just want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving out there, people that are north of the states, because it is Thanksgiving weekend here, long weekend in Canada. We usually celebrate the American Thanksgiving when we're on Maui, but there's no Maui for us this year, so we're only celebrating the Canadian Thanksgiving. So instead of doing turkey today, doing ribs in the crock pot, and I put potatoes on, and we're going to do some Brussels sprouts and a whole bunch of other things. So not the traditional Thanksgiving dinner for us this year, and I do like ribs. That's okay. I'm kind of turkeyed and chickened out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 2 roast chickens.
Yeah, Wendy said we had 2 roast chickens.
15-pounder.
14 pounds stuffed to the max. Yes.
So,
do you want to come up and say hi? Come up here for a sec. I'm hearing her. I'm hearing her from the back 40 there in the living room. She come up and say hi. I don't know if there's anybody in there yet, but the reason I'm doing a live stream in my man cave today is because the weather is really lousy out there.
It's pouring rain.
It's lousy out there. I'm not seeing anybody in here yet, so I could be just air talking or ghost talking.
It's because everybody's having their turkey dinner.
No, well, it's only Thanksgiving in Canada right now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's not so we're not in the States this year. We're here, and like I say, in November we usually do. And don't mention the C word. Don't mention the C word.
I already cooked 2 chickens. CC's.
You cooked chickens. She cooked 2 14-pound chickens. We actually have 2 more chickens in the freezer at Hal and Michelle's place, so we got to get those. Maybe for Christmas, we'll do chicken.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have 2 free-range organic chickens. No, we did our 2 chickens. We just did them early. We just had my son here about 2 weeks ago, so we did a big chicken then. It was like a turkey. The works, cranberries, Brussels sprouts.
It was good.
Mashed potatoes in the gravy. It was a very good.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Anyway,
so poor Joey doesn't have it tonight. It's just the 2 of us. So we're doing ribs.
No, I invited a whole bunch of friends over. I invited a bunch of friends over she doesn't know about.
He's not hard done by. Always, when it comes to food, he starts to go.
I like to eat. I'm a big eater. And packing on the pounds, folks, just packing them on. Anyway, the reason, like I say, I'm inside today doing this live stream because we got some pretty wet weather out here on the Gulf Islands. It was started out really nice this morning, and then the rain came, and it's not very warm out there. It's about 11 degrees Celsius, something like that. And it feels very much like a typical West Coast day here in the North Pacific, but that's okay. It is so dry. I was watering when we got back from Tofino. We were watering, so this is very good for the garden. You can check out the video I just uploaded, wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And I know everybody in the States is going to have their Thanksgiving in late November, and you're going to have a Thanksgiving too. The Thanksgiving dinner we go to on Maui is actually outside. It's an outdoor Thanksgiving dinner we attend every year in Kihei, Maui, at the condo we stay at, and there's about a world right now. They're probably not going to have a Thanksgiving dinner. Everything's been canceled. Oh, connection is unstable. Bummer. Are you on the internet? No. Anyway, if I die out here, the connection dies again. I want to wish you all a Thanksgiving. Hope your gardens are growing well. I'll stream for a little bit longer until the connection fades away on me. Maybe it won't fade away. So if there's anybody out there, I see one person is watching, maybe 2 people. Jump in, say hi, and leave your comments. And I just wanted to say there's a lot of controversy over one of my videos. I first uploaded on March 21st, 2018. Chinese military-like soldiers on Salt Spring Island. That's what I titled it. Okay. So when I was driving home one day from work, and I have to have my camera with me at all times, I saw about 50 or 60, maybe more, Chinese military-like soldiers in camouflage clothing marching alongside of our road, down the side of our road, about maybe about 2 kilometers south of where I live. And it was just really strange. It was only about a 35-second video. So I uploaded it to the YouTube channel here and didn't think anything about it, just like I upload tons of videos here, and forgot about it. Last summer, a journalist contacted me, and because they picked up on this video, sometimes they do that, the news will pick up on YouTube videos, and they asked me if they could use my video for a documentary/news broadcast they were doing to be televised right across Canada. I said, sure. She says, there's a good chance that a video will go viral. And I said, sure, if you want to use it. So anyway, throughout the course of many months, this journalist kept in contact with me. So that was the summer of 2019. And throughout 2020, early 2020, she was contacting me right through spring. And they wanted to come out here and interview me here at B&B. That was in July when Wendy just reopened her B&B. And at that time, the video had about 600 and something views on it. So really not a lot. Right now, the video is getting thousands of views per day. And right now, I think that video, since that time in July, at 600 and some views, has about 105,000 views on it right now. And it's still getting shared around. So check it out. Military-like soldiers on Salt Spring Island. And there's a video that follows that one as well. The news broadcast where they interviewed me, and you can check that out for yourself. But people think it's this big conspiracy that China is going to invade Canada and the U.S. I don't think so. I just think it was a bunch of people role playing, and they're staying at the resort down the road, and they didn't have any sidearms or anything. So, but anyway, you can look and see for yourself. I wish I could have got a longer video, but 35 seconds or 36 seconds, whatever it was is all I'm going to get. I'm not going to stop and just start shooting a video with them on the side of the road. So as I was driving by, I'm holding my camera, and that's what I got. And I thought it was pretty good footage. And like I say, that was 2 years ago, March. Yeah, it was really weird. That was March 21st, 2018. And then in July, it broadcast live national television right across Canada. And then the views went right up. Like I say, right now it's 105,000. Last night it was 89,000, and this morning it's 105,000. So views are going up very fast on that one. It was very weird. And since I posted that video, and since it went public on the news, people here on Salt Spring Island have been coming up to me right after it posted on the news back in July. Oh, we saw those people too. Oh, we saw those people too. Many people here spotted those same military-like soldiers, which was very strange. And the reason I knew they were going to be there at some point, or I might see them, because a neighbor phoned me on the 17th of March. And when I say neighbor, she's probably about 2 kilometers down the road where they were marching, or near there where they're marching. And she asked me if I knew anything about these Chinese military soldiers on our island. And I thought they were Chinese, 100% Chinese. Because the resort down the road is owned by Chinese, and they cater to Chinese people, okay? So you can watch the video that follows my video on, just watch military soldiers on Salt Spring Island, my video. And nobody else videotaped them. I'm the only one that got it on video, because I'm only the one crazy enough to carry a camera with me every single day of the year. So if I'm going to see something, I'm not going to miss it, right? So they bought the Chinese people. They are, I think, billionaires. They bought many places here on Salt Spring Island, and they bought Salt Spring Mineral Baths Resort. And my mother-in-law, when she was staying here, she said she saw them down there by the resort. Wendy saw them, and several other people, like I say, came forward and saw them after my video aired on the news. I only saw them the one time. I really didn't know anything what they were about until they told me about it when they came and interviewed me for this news piece. So watch the video that follows the news piece that was broadcast live across Canada, and then you can learn a little bit more about it. It does seem kind of strange, especially on this small island here where we are. It's really, really out of place. Do you feel well, they are certainly, I'm going to tell you, a lot of them have a ton of money. And I mean, it is a free country, and you can buy wherever you want, whenever you want, if you got the dough. And they seem to be buying up a lot of real estate here on the West Coast. And here on Salt Spring Island, they have accumulated a lot of property. They bought one of the vineyards. They bought the Salt Spring Mineral Baths Resort, which is a good chunk of land right on the ocean. And then they bought several more pieces of property adjacent to it, big chunks of property right on the ocean. And we're talking millions and millions of dollars for property. It's not cheap here when you're on the ocean. So I certainly couldn't afford it, but they can. So anyway, well, I'm glad you watched the video. There's a lot of comments on there. I like reading, oh, they're going to take over Canada. They're going to take over the States. They're going to invade. I think that's just a bunch of nonsense. That's my opinion. Anybody can think what they want. I think it was just a bunch of what I thought was maybe sort of like Chinese cadets or something here, just kind of practicing or training or whatever. You know what I mean? Just hanging out on a little vacation. Yeah, they probably do, Matt. They probably do. Yeah, they do buy a lot, and they own a lot Mary. They own a lot in Vancouver, especially South Vancouver, where my aunt lives near Oakridge, and she's lived there a long, long time. They own a lot of property. So when you're in that area, you will see a lot of Asians, and you will see a lot of Mercedes and Beamers cruising around because there's a lot of money there. So, and I know they particularly love Richmond. They love the island of Lulu Island, which is Richmond, which is adjacent to Vancouver. I used to live there when I was a kid, and I think most of it is Chinese people. I think there must be something. Maybe it's a superstition, and it's good luck to live in Richmond. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe the name Richmond, right? It is Thanksgiving here, Thanksgiving in Canada. Do you know where Thanksgiving originated, folks? I'm going to give you the dirt. Thanksgiving actually originated in Canada. That's where it all started. So anyway, happy Thanksgiving, and we do celebrate the American Thanksgiving when we are in the States. That one comes at the end of November every year. But this year, no, we're not on Maui, so we're only doing the Canadian Thanksgiving this year. So usually we luck out. We have two Thanksgivings: the Canadian Thanksgiving and the American Thanksgiving. The Canadian Thanksgiving was actually started probably just about 100 years before the American Thanksgiving. My dad's from Australia. It seems to be the same story or Chinese. Yeah, they're buying a lot there too, and I don't know. There's a lot of Chinese money out there. Yeah, my birds are in the oven. Oh, sweet. Well, you know what, Mary, we're not doing birds this year. Well, I've had some chickens, some big free range chickens. We're doing ribs this year. We have ribs in the crock pot. So Wendy and I are doing ribs, potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and I got some onions in there with it too, but she puts a really good sauce on the ribs. We've done two free range chickens over the last few weeks, and those are 14-pound birds. And so the next one we're going to do is going to be at Christmas. But I do love turkey, don't get me wrong, but we did have a turkey not that long ago either. And we buy the 10-pound turkeys, but the chickens we have from Salt Spring Island are 14 pounds. Happy Thanksgiving, Matt. Enjoy your turkey day. I like Thanksgiving long weekend because, well, I've been on holidays and I still get Monday off, which is even better. And then in November, Remembrance Day / Veterans Day, I'm going to get more holidays off. And then I think I'm going to head over to the Big Island. So stay tuned for a video. If I head over to Jeff's garden, you're going to see some amazing palm trees. This guy has an amazing palm tree collection, and he is a member of the Palm Society as well. Just got two over 30-pound turkeys. Oh, free range turkeys, I bet, Mary. Those are the best. Wow, and they're not cheap either. The chickens we bought are free range 14-pound chickens, and they were $56 a chicken. And they are just absolutely awesome. Really good. Jeff. Oh yeah, Jeff has an insane exotic garden. Hey, Barry, how many Jubaeas does Jeff have? Does he have two in that garden? Where I'm at, then I'm in the Southern Gulf Islands, so you're a long way from us. Vanderhoof, I think Vanderhoof is in it somewhere by 100 Mile House, somewhere up in that area. Quesnel, correct me if I'm wrong. Jeff has some big butias. He's got Trithronyx, Campestris, two for sure. Yeah. And thanks, Barry. He's got beautiful grove of mature Wagnerianus palms, and he planted his first palm tree there in 1984. A big trekkie, past Prince George. Okay, wow. So you're way up there. Well, how's the weather up there? I'm guessing it's probably nice. Maybe it's raining. It is raining here on Salt Spring Island at the moment, and not so warm out. It's about 11 degrees Celsius here, and well, I guess it could be worse. I'm not going to complain. You know what? I don't have to water anything. Everything's getting watered out there. Mother Nature is doing it for us. Have you seen any more? No. Chat, I have not seen any more. That was the only one time I saw the Chinese military-like, okay? Notice how I titled my video, military-like soldiers, okay? Because I don't know if they were really military soldiers or not. They were dressed in camouflage uniforms, and they were marching down the side of the road, and there's a guy yelling out instructions to them. But it looks like they were definitely on some sort of training thing. 50, yeah, that's what. Let me just check out here, Barry. It's 10.5 degrees Celsius here, so it's about the same. 10.5 degrees Celsius here on Salt Spring Island at this location. So chat, no more. Oh, is that right? Isn't that interesting, chat? Yeah. Well, since my video aired on national television in Canada, told me they saw those same military-like soldiers, different areas of Salt Spring Island. Some of them were at the market. My mother-in-law saw them on the north end down at the resort, and my wife saw them down at the resort as well. So they're around, you know what I mean? But I don't think they're here now. 13 in Kamloops. Oh, that's all right. Probably sunny in Kamloops. I've been to Kamloops a few times over the years, only in the summer, and it was baking hot. Our friends used to live there, and then they moved up to Paul Lake. No bagpipes, right? No bagpipes. No bagpipes. Nope. I spread some tracky seeds in the woods. Near it seem to be gone already. Oh, squirrels, Matt. Well, I tell you what, Matt, when I was over on the Pacific Rim with Wendy, we stayed in Tofino and Ucluelet. I threw a ton of palm seeds around Tofino. I threw a ton of palm seeds around Ucluelet too. So we'll have to see when we go back in March. I should be back there in March or April. We'll see if any of them have germinated. Maybe it'll take a little bit longer because now we're going into the cooler season. So cloudy. It's okay. Kamloops is generally a pretty dry place compared to the coast here for sure. And it gets stinking hot in the summertime. Whenever I've been up there, it's been about 38 degrees Celsius. Squirrels would eat them. Sure. I'm sure they would. Rats. Rats would probably eat them maybe before squirrels. But I spread a bunch more in our forest as well. There's palm seedlings coming up everywhere here. Everywhere you look, Trachycarpus are weeds here on the Pacific coast of Canada, and anywhere in the Pacific Northwest, they can become weed-like. Hot. Yeah, it gets hot there. Yeah, you're way hotter than us. I think we may have hit 130 degrees Celsius day here at this location. Many more in other areas of Salt Spring Island, but where we are, it's cooler in the summertime. And you know, I ride a motorcycle, and I can really feel the hot spots around the island when I'm riding. And this is one of the coolest spots I ride through is when I'm approaching our place here on the north end. You can feel it's so much cooler than everywhere else on a hot summer day. And it's just because of the ocean influence. It's just amazing. It's like night and day difference. I can be down the road and it feels like it's probably 34, 35 degrees Celsius. I'm talking 5 kilometers down the road. And I'm riding my bike through here and it is cool. It is really cool. You can just feel that ocean air big time. It's also the same when I ride down into Ganges. So it's hot up on top, upper Ganges. And then when I get down into Ganges right by the water, you can feel the difference. So nice thing about riding a motorbike, you can really feel the micro climate's really hot by St. Mary's Lake, and just north actually right on St. Mary's Lake, there's a fig farm, big fig farm there. So it really hot by the fig farm, and it's hot when I'm riding down by the vineyards and olive plantation. Trip to Tofino is awesome. I'm sure you saw some of the videos there. I love Tofino. We go every year. I did deliver another tiki to the surf shop, and they were quite happy about it. So what they're going to do with that tiki, because I carved both sides. One side says surf, one side has a tiki on it with surf. They're going to have it so it revolves around, and they're going to have it out by their sign. And they have one of my other tikis there as well. Their rats go into a lot of gardens. Yeah, they're terrible, the rats. Oh, Tassus, cool. That's where I want to go. I'd like to go to Tassus. I watched a video on that place the other day. That's a lot farther up the coast, though. And it does rain a lot in Tassus. Very mild, wet winters in Tassus. Palm trees will grow very well there, certain species of palm trees, and cordylines. Tofino I love. If I did not live here on Salt Spring Island and I wasn't established here, I would definitely live in Tofino for sure. I really love the place. Wendy likes the place. She likes Tofino better than Ucluelet. I like Ucluelet too. Ucluelet's a lot more laid back, and it's about a 40-minute drive south of Tofino. I guess 40 minutes. Roads suck. Yeah, I heard they do suck, and it is very wet there. But I've never ever been to Tassus, but it sure looks like a beautiful place. I like the whole West Coast. I like it because of the climate and what grows there. You see in my videos what grows in Tofino and Ucluelet. There are huge cordyline trees everywhere in Tofino and Ucluelet. And then you check out my friend Brian's garden. Really nice garden. He's got a beautiful Phoenix canariensis, Brahia edulis. He's got big butias and lots of trachys, tree ferns, cordylines. He's even got a Norfolk Island pine in his garden that's been there for years up against the house. And beautiful Camarops palms too. Really, really great spot. Brian's retired, so he's got lots of time to garden. So, and then there's some really old palm trees there too. There's an old one beside the church, really tall old one growing down at Dot and Ken Gibson's place down by the water. I think it was actually his mom's place. It was planted in 1948, I was told years ago, and it is tall. It's over 30 feet tall. Absolutely beautiful Trachycarpus fortunei. It's amazing. So check out the videos there, and lots of other videos. I just came across a Willamette. Yeah, there's one there. They grow them on our island. Matter of fact, I got a video here I shot in the spring of a Willamette pine on Salt Spring Island. It was planted quite a few years ago. Maybe it's 20 years ago. You'd have to watch the video. And so what I'm trying to do, I noticed when I was there and she showed me the Willamette pine, it's taller than me. There's a lower branch. So we took the lower branch and we bent it down to the ground. It's touching the ground now. We buried it and put a rock on it. So we're hoping it's going to root. And if that roots, she is going to give it to me and we can cut it off. So I'm going to go back in a year and hopefully get a cutting off that Willamette pine with roots on it. I remember when she planted that Willamette pine, it's very small. And now it's a really nice tree. So check it out on my channel here. They are hardy here on Salt Spring Island. Not in every location, but in most areas. Air layer. So yeah, so hopefully the air layering will work on the Willamette pine. See what Wendy's up to here. What is Wendy watching? Shut this. Well, actually, no, we'll keep that open. Keep that open. Let the heat. We actually have the fireplace going. First fire we lit was last night. We got the wood stove going, and it feels really nice in here. What my inside temperature is. That doesn't show the inside temperature. That's only outside. I'd have to look in the other one. It feels like it's probably about 70, 72 degrees Fahrenheit in here, something like that. It's quite nice. And I just brought in my other bananas too. We have some other dwarf Cavendish, the ones with the mottled kind of speckled leaves on them. So we brought those in the house. And I wrapped up the bananas yesterday, the trunks. And somebody said in the video, isn't that a bit premature? I think actually it was one of my palm sites on Facebook. And you know what? It is premature wrapping them up this early, but you know what? I don't want to do it later. I got too many things to do. I get so busy. So now it's out of the way. And I did shoot a video so you can see how we wrap bananas here in the North Pacific. It's the easiest way to do it. Just use bubble wrap on the trunks. Never, ever worry about the leaves, okay? Because the first frost is going to take the leaves off. And a lot of people like to cut them down, the trunks. And I don't know why people do that. Why don't you just enjoy the leaves until Mother Nature nukes them for you? Let the leaves hang beside. Uh-oh, Wendy's shutting the door on me. Means Joey's talking too loud. Let Mother Nature nuke the leaves for you. In the spring, cut the dead leaves off and throw them around the base of the plants for mulch. I was going to go down to the beach today. I was ready to head out and get some seaweed for mulch, but then it started raining out. And I said, you know what? Forget it. I see lots of sun coming up for next week too. So next week I'll go down to the beach and get some seaweed, and I throw that around the bananas. Seaweed is full of good trace minerals, so use it in your garden. Fish fertilizer is good, and we use Miracle Grow now too. The Miracle Grow that hooks up to the watering hose is the best, and I'll tell you, it sure made a difference on our sago palms in the pots in front of the B&B. They have flushed out so nicely. They sat there for years doing nothing. The minute I hit those things with Miracle Grow, it wasn't long after they actually started sending out a new flush. So they are in the process of just about finishing that flush of fronds. Anyway, good to see you all in there, and hope everybody is having a good Thanksgiving so far. Yes, it is Thanksgiving in Canada. No, it is not Thanksgiving in the States, but it will be Thanksgiving in the States in November, and I'm kind of bummed out that I'm missing it this year because I really enjoy Thanksgiving in the States as well. Do you have a topsoil compost? Yes, we do. You can buy it here. There's one company that sells it in town. There used to be two. And most people bring it from off island. The last load Wendy got, it came from off island. You order a big truckload of it, it ends up being cheaper. But topsoil is like gold on Salt Spring. It's about $65 a yard. So I think it's about $65 a yard, maybe more, could be $70 a yard. It is like buying gold. So because Salt Spring Island is a pretty rocky place, so most people have to import soil, although there is good soil in our valleys. The valley areas of Salt Spring Island have really good fertile farmland, but unfortunately, I don't live in a valley. Wendy and I live on the very north end of the island, so it's Haslam soil here, very, very rocky soil, which means we have very good drainage. And I will show you once again on the map where we live. Okay, there's the map. Okay, there's the north end of Salt Spring. See that point up there? See the point up there? We are, let's just see. Actually, our gallery might even be on this map. We're way up there. See that? See that road right there? We're right there. That's where we are on this map. So we're very close. Go any farther, you're going to be in the Pacific Ocean, folks. That's the end of the island. They call that Southey Point, named after Admiral Southey. I believe it was a guy named Southey. So I know it sounds weird. It's on the very north end. They call it Southey Point, but it's named after a guy. His last name, I think, was Southey. So anyway, that's where we are, way up here. And there's Salt Spring Island. It's quite a wide island at the bottom, and it's about 17 miles. It's about 17 miles long, something like that. So, and very, very mountainous and hilly from one end to the other. All right. And we have 3 ferry terminals here and 3 different growing zones on Salt Spring Island. Zone 8A, 8B, and 9A. And so far, so good. This area has been a Zone 9A since December 2008. And 2008 was a winter of all winters. It was a cold one. It lasted for the week. Cold temperatures down to 18 degrees, around 18 degrees Fahrenheit. Daytime temperatures just below freezing, or just a hair above freezing, or just at freezing is enough to kill Phoenix canariensis and Brahia armata. So not so much the minimum temperatures that aren't so bad, it's the maximum temperatures that didn't get so high that's hard on the plants. So if our low temperatures were 18 degrees Fahrenheit and our daytime temperatures were 50 degrees Fahrenheit, it'd be a whole different story, and that Brahia would be out there. So I did replant many years ago more Brahia armata, and they are doing well. I may have to help them if it gets really ugly cold. Winter predictions for this year, they're saying colder than usual in the west and milder in the east, Atlantic Canada, I think. So we'll just have to wait and see. And we take what we get. If it's cold, it's cold. To me, it's never really that bad here. If it was that bad here, our eucalyptus trees wouldn't be 100 feet tall, right? So cold is all, it's a matter of perspective. And I lived in a much colder area before I came here. More cold. I was prone to winter winds, outflow winds. It was 8B, 9A. Most of the time it was 8B, but it would fall into 8A as well. So 8A slash 8B. And I lived about 30 miles south east of Vancouver. And the climate out there is quite a bit different than on Salt Spring Island. It was very hot summers and colder winters, but it was the outflow winds that were absolutely brutal there. Cold outflow winds that came out through the Fraser Valley and pretty much freeze dry any broadleaf evergreen in sight. The only thing that had very minimal burn on it were the grandiflora magnolias, and they would get ice storms out there too. That's something we never ever get here on Salt Spring Island. You never get a silver thaw or where your plants get coated in ice. Doesn't happen here. I remember it happening out there a couple times. I got pictures of it. It was nasty. And I just remember the palm trees covered in ice. I remember a really bad winter. It was early February 1989, and it really did a lot of damage and killed a lot of plants. Fatsia froze to the ground. Camellia froze to the ground. It was the winds that did it, along with the minus 12 degrees Celsius temperatures. If you have minus 12, maybe not so bad. But if you got 60, 70 K winds blowing with the minus 12, bad for your plants. So anyway, let's pray everybody has a good winter this year. And well, stay tuned. I make videos every day. So if it's a really bad winter, you're going to see how bad it is here on Salt Spring Island, because I'm not going to miss a thing, right? And I do have lots of videos of winters here with snow on our palms and snow on the tree fern. So there's winters where we don't get snow here. And if we do get snow here, it never really lasts long on Salt Spring Island, especially at this end of the island. It's gone real fast, really, really quick. So that's the joy of living on an island and having the air temperature regulated by the water. No Hawaii this year. We canceled, and it was nice because our condo is still, she's holding it for us till next year. We know the lady, she's Hawaiian, she lives in Hawaii. So Wendy got a credit on the tickets. We're flying Air Canada this year. We were going to fly. And so our tickets are good till September 2022. So we have to use them. And we have up to that time to use them. So looks like next year we'll just go to Hawaii. I guess we'll just go to Hawaii if everything's good. And we'll be sitting on a beach like we usually do in the winter months. That I'm going to miss. I do miss the Hawaiian sun and warmth. It is my favorite place. I love the climate. Climate in Hawaii has got to be the best. I hear New Zealand's the best, but I've never been there yet. My friend goes to New Zealand every year and he absolutely loves it. But I love the Hawaiian climate, especially on the leeward side of Maui, the trade winds blowing in the Central Pacific. And to me, it just never gets too sickening hot. It never gets cold. I never feel a chill and I never feel grossly hot there. And I rarely feel too muggy. Like there are muggy days, but it's not that bad, especially when you got the trade winds blowing off the Pacific Ocean. So if you've never been to Hawaii, and I know a lot of people say, well, I don't want to go to Hawaii. It's just another touristy place. There's lots of islands in Hawaii. There's 8 Hawaiian islands. So, try some of the quieter ones. Kauai is good. The Garden Island. Maui. I like Maui. And I love Oahu. I've been to Oahu many, many times. And, it's not all about Waikiki and Honolulu. You can stay on the other side of the island. Excuse me. And I was going to show you a map of Hawaii. You stay on the other side of the island and it's a lot quieter. You would have to get away. Yeah, and also up on Haleakala on Maui, it's cold up there. We were up there. I shot a video. You can watch my video when I shot up on top of Haleakala. Summer day. It was cold and windy, or it was not a summer day. It was a winter day. It was nice and warm and toasty down on the beach. And then we went for a long drive, drove up to the top of Haleakala, and it was cold and windy. Is it okay? I thought it was today. Doesn't matter. We're having a lot of people have their turkeys and their turkeys on Sunday. That's just the way it is. So if it is tomorrow, it is tomorrow. But most of the time, and I've always had it on the Sunday, not the Monday. So we actually celebrate it on the Sunday, even though it's officially probably on the Monday, right? So happy Thanksgiving. And there are some amazing Hawaiian. Oh yeah, tons of stuff up there. And like Jane, my friend Jane that lives on, she lives like in Kapahulu on Oahu. She's very knowledgeable, and especially about acacia koa trees. She really loves the Hawaiian plants. And finally, she's on Facebook. So I actually added her to the group, People Who Love Palm Trees and Exotic Plants. So she's been posting on there. So Jane, if you're on here, pop in, say hi, and keep posting pictures on People Who Love Palm Trees and Exotic Plants. Great. Oh, nice. Oh, that sounds good, man. Love stuffing, love gravy. Well, Darius, guess what? We're having ribs tonight. Wendy and I are doing ribs in the crock pot because over the last several weeks, we've had 2 14-pound local turkeys or chickens, free-range chickens. And then before that, weeks before that, we had a turkey. So we're kind of turkeyed and chickened out. So today we're doing ribs, potatoes, which reminds me, I got to tell Wendy to check the potatoes. Hey, Wendy, can you check the potatoes, please? Okay, thanks. Just stick a fork in them. Wendy's so good, she's going to check the potatoes with me. That's the problem with me. I put stuff on the stove and then I walk away from it and it either burns or the water evaporates and the potatoes will burn. So I'm just boiling potatoes. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put them in a cast iron pan, olive oil, and put some herbs with them and just kind of fry them up a little bit. And that's how we do the Brussels sprouts too. We do them with garlic, and then we kind of fry them in a cast iron pan. Wendy really likes cast iron cooking. But turkey, stuffing, and gravy, hey, potatoes, I could eat that too. Oh, they do it on Monday. That's interesting. Yeah, the reason I think we don't do it on Monday here is because I got to work Tuesday. A lot of people have to work Tuesday, so they can stay up a little bit later on Sunday. And if some people want to get plastered, they can get plastered. I'm not going to get plastered. I'm probably going to have some orange juice to drink, and that's about it. And I have to go back to work on Tuesday, back to the grind. So it's a short work week for me. I've enjoyed my holidays. I still got a lot of holidays coming to me. So I will take some off in November. And like I say, if I have time, I'm going to go visit a really nice palm garden in Victoria. You will see some amazing palm trees. The Jubeias are getting really big, and the Butias and the Waggies to die for. He actually, Jeff's garden was January on this year's Palm Society calendar. And it looks really cool, covered in snow, all his Wagnerianus palms. Really cool shot of his palm garden on a snowy winter day. And I really want to see he's got Brahia armata, he's got Brahia edulis, big ones, and he's also got Trithrinax, which is a very cool and rare palm. In this area, he's got sable palms as well. Yeah. So stay tuned for a video on Jeff's palm garden if I make it there. And I'm going to try very hard to make it there. Park. We're actually staying in Sydney. We're going to stay in Sydney, which is not that far from the ferry terminal, but I'd like to venture down to Jeff's place and get a video because it's been years since I've been to that palm garden. He's a very knowledgeable palm grower, been in the Palm Society many, many years, and that's where I met Jeff when I joined the Palm Society back in the 1980s. Are you going to name the turkey? No naming turkey here because we're not having a turkey. I'd have to name the ribs. We could call those ribs Porky Pig ribs because they are pork. I think they're pork ribs for sure. So going to be yummy. Wendy makes the special sauce, and then I cut them up and I put them in the crock pot with onions, and she's got that special sauce in there. Your mom always names the turkey. Cool. Well, what's a good name for a turkey? You know something? We eat a lot of turkey eggs. There's a friend of ours down the road has a turkey farm, and it seems like every couple weeks she'll phone Wendy up, and she says, Margaret, her name is, British lady. She says, I have more turkey eggs for you. And we have eaten 12 dozen turkey eggs this year alone. And they are bigger than a chicken egg, and they are $10 a dozen. So she's a neat lady. She says, you pay me at the end of the season when they finish laying. So she'll call Wendy up, and the lady just lives down the road 1 minute. She's right on North Beach Road. Wendy goes down there, picks up the eggs, and then just writes down, got another dozen eggs. And now the season is over for them to lay, and Wendy goes and pays the lady for the 12 dozen eggs. So we spend a lot of money on turkey eggs, but I'll tell you what, they are very good eggs. I actually like them better than chicken eggs. I find them a little milder, but they're bigger. And so turkey eggs it is for us, but now we're back to chicken eggs. The chicken eggs yesterday. Anyway, what do you name your turkey, Darius? Give me the dirt. I want to know what you name a turkey. I like turkeys. There's wild turkeys here. Palm tree dude, hello. Watch my video on wild turkeys. I shot one a few weeks ago. I'm driving back from the south end of Salt Spring, and there's those elusive wild turkeys. Last time I saw them was years ago on the north end here. Your Thanksgiving is a lot sooner. Yeah, it is. I know. I celebrate American one too in November. End of November in Maui. I was just saying to everybody on here. So, but not this year. We're not going to be in Maui. So we're only doing the Canadian one. But yeah, technically, I think Thanksgiving is officially tomorrow, but most people actually celebrate it on the Sunday. So yeah, Canadian Thanksgiving has been going on since the 1500s, a long, long time. Did you know that? That's a little information for you. I posted something on my Facebook wall, some information about Thanksgiving and when the first Thanksgiving was celebrated. It was actually the first Thanksgiving was ever celebrated was here in Canada. That's where Thanksgiving actually started, believe it or not. And it was about 100 years, just about 100 years before the American Thanksgiving. And I just recently found that out too. Not that I really care, because I just like eating turkey. I don't care if it started 10 years ago. I like eating turkey. But today we're not having turkey. We're having ribs. So I'll have to do a little video on the ribs that Wendy's doing. And anyway, check out some of Wendy's videos on Gulf Island Rock. She's got some good ones there. A controversial one that she uploaded recently about possible Bigfoot sighting. We don't know what it was. We saw that day. And that was in August 2013 on our drive back from Port Renfrew. And she just uploaded that video. And then I gave a little talk about it too. But I enjoy reading the comments. She likes to let me answer the comments because I'm better at answering the comments. Sometimes she doesn't know what to say and she's a bit shy that way. So I answer all comments. If somebody leaves a comment on my video, I make sure to answer it. So I'm answering the comments on her Bigfoot video. So who knows? Maybe it was just a black bear or something standing up on its legs, but it sure didn't look like that to us. It seemed to be something else. I don't know. What's your favorite chocolate bar? Big Turk. I like Big Turk. Salt Spring Design. Happy Thanksgiving, Joe. Nice to see you, bro. Well, nice to see you too. Happy Thanksgiving. And have a great day in the rain, the beautiful liquid sunshine here on our beautiful island. You know what? I'm actually ready for some rain. I rolled up the hoses. When we got back from Tofino and Ucluelet on Thursday night, I actually started going around the garden watering some stuff, but the next day I watered because it's so dry. But now, you know what? Mother Nature's doing it for us. And I'm looking out the window here in my man cave, and I'm seeing gray skies. I'm seeing rain, and I'm hearing it on our metal roof, man. It is flipping wood. And then there was two rough skinned newts sitting there. So you got to really watch where you're walking these days. If you're walking on a forest trail, there's lots of newts around. We have rain right now too from the Gulf right on. Cool. Paul, careful out there, palm tree dude. As long as you're not getting the wind, just the rain's okay. Happy Thanksgiving, Paul. Yeah, are you going to do a turkey today? I was telling everybody here we're doing ribs. We are doing ribs in the crock pot, which is absolutely awesome. Crock pot ribs. Hey, Paul, I'm going to show you something, dude. Let's just see. I'm going to show you some of my radio equipment because I know back in the day, well, I've always been into radios, right? I've always been into radios. So let me just unplug this here. Let me just unplug that there. And I'm going to show you some of my radios here. You see those? Nothing coming in right now. See those? Remember back in the day when I was talking on radios? Well, guess what? I still talk on radios, and there they are. And then there's the power supply, and there's my amps. That's a big amp right there, 0.5 kilowatt. That's 350 Texas Star high drives. My D104, I bought that one in 1977. And then there's a D104 Tug 9 right there. So these are the radios where I communicate all over the world. So when I'm not live streaming it, I'm broadcasting. But guess what? The DX isn't good.